Good morning. This video is going to explain some of the features of our signal panel. I'm going to show you how it actually works in real time. I'm recording this session live. It's Monday, January the 23rd, 2012. It's 9:25 Eastern Standard Time, 5 minutes before the market opens. As I said, this is our stock panel for today. All of our members already have this panel. The chart on the right side is optional. The stock picks are made available to the members 10 to 15 minutes before the opening bell each day. It's a very simple, easy to use, browser-based application. There's no downloads required. There's no plugins. As you can see right now, the signals column is blank. At 9:35, the signals will display after the first 5-minute candle forms. I'm going to put this on pause and I'll come back when the market opens. Okay, the market has just opened. Just quickly run through some of these. As you can see, a few of these have some pretty big gap ups already. Some of these may have already exhausted their gap for this morning. We may have to wait for a pullback. Here's FSLR. Halliburton is down. And so is RIM. We had two that went southbound. We've got 10 of them going up. I'm going to put it back on pause again. Okay, just while we're waiting for the first 5-minute candle to form, we'll get our signals. I'll just go over some of the notes, some of my notes here. I designed this program not only for new day traders, but for seasoned day traders as well. Each morning, you'll get the top 10 to 15 stock picks that are positioned to make big price moves that day. These are stocks that are gapping up in the pre-market for various reasons. Could be earnings releases, company news, analyst upgrades, economic reports. Could be political events, takeovers, rumors, talk show plugs, and so on and so forth. Whatever the reasons are, these are stocks that are destined for big moves in the first hour or so of trading. Some of these stocks, as you've seen here already, can take off right out of the gate, and others might see a price pullback before heading upwards. So how do you know what to do? Well, you'll see that in a few moments when the market, when the market reaches the first 5-minute interval. You'll see the signals appearing in the signals column, and the signals will tell you exactly what to do. So we'll just put this back on pause, and I'm going to wait for the signals. Okay, it's 9:34. Our signals should be coming up any moment now. These points that you see on this side right here are an indication of what's going on in the background. The logarithms are calculating price volume action and all of the different market internals that are creating these points so that you don't have to look at all the charts and do all the analytical work. Then the points will convert into these buy signals that you're going to see up here momentarily. Typically, you'll want to see at least 40 points here, so we're not going to see a buy signal on ACAT. We get caution signals too. Now we see a go long signal on this one here. There's go long, which means a buy signal. You've got a caution signal. You've got a wait signal. The other two signals that you'll see later on are going to be the in-play signal when the stock goes in play, and also a sell signal. All right, we'll cover that a little bit later on. Let's just take a look at BWA, the first go long signal. Okay, now here's one that did have a big gap, 5-minute gap, and then a huge pullback here. These are the types of trades that our members like. I like as well. Let's look at FSLR. That one the same. Got a big gap up this morning and then a pullback. Halliburton. Rim. Okay. Back to ANR. ANR, we've got a caution signal. ACAT, we've got a caution signal too as well. And the reason for that is quite obvious. When you look here, you can see this huge range on this first candle here. Okay, let's just review some of the signals that we have at 9:40. We've got a go long signal, a buy signal on ANR at the break of this second candle here at 20:30. BWA, again, I've got a buy signal at the break of this candle. Go long, FSLR. FSLR, go long at the high of this candle. Now this one here, it gave us a caution here, if you remembered, when it broke out of this 5-minute high. If you had taken that breakout, obviously you would have been in big trouble. So that's what the signals are for, are to keep you out of these problem trades. Halliburton. Whoops. Let's have a look at Halliburton, HAL. Again, a buy at the break of this candle right here. And RIM, a buy at the break of this candle right here. This one is close to being on the caution. It's 66 points. I like the ones with the most points. I look at those first. So right now I'm looking at BWA. And I'll have a buy order, or I do have a buy order in already on this one here at 76.47. And I also have one on ANR at 2030, at 2031. Let's see how these play out. Now ACAT is looking nice. It's given me a caution at 22.30. I'm sorry, at 23.42, above 23.42. In other words, it's saying if you take this trade, it's not as good, it's not as favorable as a go long trade. But if you take this trade, do so at perhaps a lower risk. Keep your stop losses a little tighter, and maybe go at half your normal volume. So I'm also, I got an order in on to go long on FSLR at the break of this candle high at 39.11. I'm in ANR. I got on at the break of this candle right here at 20.27. I had a stop loss. I had a 4-cent stop loss on this trade. My stop loss is one below this candle right here. In fact, it was only a 3-cent stop loss, and I moved it up to a 4-cent stop loss. I got 1,500 shares. I'm also in BWA. I only have 300 shares of this one. I got on at the break of this candle right here at 75.91. My stop loss was one below this candle here, which was 75.65. I got a 27-cent stop loss on this one. This one, as I said, I've only got 300 shares on this. I've got I got about a $78 risk factor on this one here. This one is a little bit out of my price range. I usually don't buy these when they're over $60, but I've only got 300 shares, so I'll see how this pans out. ANR is working nicely. I'm already out of my first target. When I buy these stocks, I'll just go over my my methodology here. I buy in groups of 300 shares, and on this particular trade here, I have 1,500 shares. I have preset targets already. When I place my order, they're already preset as OSOs, my targets, and my stop losses. I sell 1/3 at 20 cents, 1/3 at 50 cents, and 1/3 at $1. I've already sold my first 1/3. I sold 500 shares at 20 cents, so I've got 1,000 shares left. And right now, I've pulled my stop up to break even, so I've got a free trade on the remaining 1,000 shares. In fact, I micromanage these trades. I keep pulling my stop loss up, And once this candle here forms, as you can see, I'll pull my stop loss up to one below this particular candle here. So I'll also lock in a profit on the remaining 1,000 shares. The low of that candle is 20.45. I'm in the trade at 20.27, so I'm going to lock in 18 cents or another $180 on the remaining 1,000 shares. Okay, this is ACAT. If you recall, this is the one that gave us the signal, the caution signal at the high of the at the break of this particular candle here. I did not get on this one. The entry would have been 23.42. And that brings me to another one of my rules here too. I have about 15 rules that I follow. I have them stapled right up in front of me here. In fact, I got 13. And one of the rules is my 5-minute rule or my 10-minute rule. When I enter these trades, we expect that the price is going to take off rather quickly. If it doesn't, there's two things that could be wrong. Either that I made the wrong choice or the timing was off. Either way, it was the wrong decision. So if we don't see an appreciable move in the first 5 minutes, we would get out of this trade and just sell it at the market. Rather than wait to be taken out for a stop loss, if you're wrong, you're wrong. You might as well just get out and wait for another time. Okay, I'm also in FSLR. I got on FSLR at the break of this candle here, 39.11. Had a nice tight stop loss here, one below that next candle, which I call the entry candle. That was 39.01. So I got a 10-cent stop loss. I got 1,500 shares riding on this. I'm already out of my first 1/3 out of my first 500 shares. I have 1,000 in the bank, and this is a free trade. As I pull my stop loss, actually I pull the stop loss up under this particular candle here, which was pretty close to the to my break even. It's 39.13. My break even is 39.11. Okay, on BWA, this according to my 5-minute rule, this one has not really moved up. It's a little, even though I've only got 300 shares on this, it doesn't really matter. Rules are rules. I follow my rules. I've already sold out of my 300 BNA. I made 8 cents on the transaction. It's just not moving enough within the 10. I've been in this for over 10 minutes and it's hardly moving. Okay, I'm going to close this video down. I'm trying to keep them within a certain time frame so I can play them on YouTube. So I'm not sure how to edit these videos. I'm going to close this one down. There's a button on the right hand side. Just press that button. It'll take you to the next video.